Yeah. Yeah. Getting a little bit on the roof of my mouth, kind of right up where it, behind the teeth, where it kind of arches to the softer palate on the top. Got a little sting going there. Yeah, nice mouth burn on that guy. Lips are stinging. God, I'm getting a little saltiness now that when the heat, it's still going, but as my mouth has started to develop saliva, it's kind of bringing out the salty notes as the heat is subsiding slightly. Yeah, woo, yeah. How about that? And I thought it was going to be stuffy. Habanero, pure habanero, red Savina sauce. Okay, these guys, obviously, in all their, professionalism, they mean some business here with this sauce. So, yeah, whew, got my mouth going. So, yeah. So, hey, while that goes on, we have things to talk about. All right, so at the risk of sounding topical, and in a few months from now, a few years from now, this is not going to be so topical anymore. But since this is what's happening right now, let's talk a little bit about natural disasters. Okay, so we a couple of years ago, we got through New Orleans, and now it happens to be Haiti that has experienced a major earthquake and leaving a lot of tragedy in its wake. So we have people out there representing the Christian community like Pat Robertson, but don't listen to him because speaking of devil pacts and all this stuff, and scripture should stay well away from folklore. But it does beg the question, without knocking my sauce off, it does beg the question, is God responsible for all natural disasters? Okay. The answer to that is yes and no. Okay. Can God cause a natural disaster, or has in the past God caused a natural disaster? That is probably so. Okay. If we're going to point out any strange things, it would seem to me that speaking of both New Orleans and Haiti, it is quite odd that the voodoo capital of the two voodoo capitals of the world are hit with great natural disasters. That would be, but then again, that's a speculation. I don't know that. I wouldn't, nobody knows that question. Okay, so only God knows that question. So, can we say that this was caused by God? No, we can't. Okay, because not all natural disasters are caused by God. It's the cycle of nature that God has established too that works in these patterns. So, so does God necessarily personally cause things as you will be destroyed? It's possible, but not always the case. So it's hard to say what God's role is directly or indirectly in any of these natural disasters. But one thing is scriptural, is that we are called to help our neighbor in need. Okay, so it doesn't take away, regardless of what the situation is, we're still required to show mercy to our neighbor. So that can lead to us feeling kind of helpless here because, other than going over there and picking up stones and digging out bodies and such, which I can't do or which you can't do, and or some of you can. That's great. But it leaves a helpless feeling. Like, what do you do? We're so far away, it's not in our backyard. You can't just walk over there and help your neighbor out. But what we can do is perhaps send relief. You know, some people can afford a lot, some people can afford little, but we all can contribute to help people. Another thing that we can definitely do is to pray for people. Okay, pray on their behalf. Pray for that. You know, give your prayers to the Lord and pray for those people that their tragedy and the time spent in pain and suffering is lessened or quickened. You know, and have it be done faster, and so that recovery can begin. And that is our call as Christians, to do these things. So try to help out as you can, and that's our calling, to do that. So hey, do what you can. All right. So we'll be back in 8 to 10 with pure habanero red Savina sauce, and this will be break number 3 for the first time. All right. See you then. All right, we are back, and hopefully for the last time, at least for this show, we have with us today pure habanero red Savina sauce with cork, medallion, paperwork, and all 4 ounces. So, yeah, hey, this is, what did I say? This was made by Southwest Specialty Food Incorporated out of Goodyear, Arizona. This is hot stuff, man. Yeah, no joke on this. Kind of has a thick body. We had some pepper blockage up the top earlier, and managed to get that free, but that's still pretty pasty stuff in there. So, yeah, be careful with this stuff. It's gives you a good mouth burn, pretty hot for a non-extract, and yeah, pretty darn flavorful too. So packed with lots of habanero flavors, bit of good vinegar tang mixed in with that, and a little salt, and hey, that was all the ingredients. So everything's accounted for there, and keeps it simple, keeps it flavorful, and keeps it hot. All right, so hey, remember the needy. When you sit down and you consider how fortunate you have it, you count your blessings, okay, and you thank God and you thank Jesus, and you take your blessings and you go out and share them with others, okay? So till next time, and try to stay cool even with the heat like this.